Guys, welcome to the channel. I've just teed off. What a golf course this looks like. I'm at Burnham and Barrow Golf Club. It's rated one of the best courses in the UK. It's links, it's by the coast. It's just my favourite type of golf course. So today's video is a special one. It's a what's in the bag. If you've been following the recent series of new drivers and irons, you'll know that we've had a couple of change-ups and we've had a couple of clubs that have stood the test of time. So today's video, we're going to see if those clubs on the golf course are going to work for me. So I'm going to talk you through the clubs. They've all pretty much still got the wrappers on. So front nine, we're going to be showing off these incredible golf courses and the new clubs. So we've got 136 to the front of the green. Wedge for me normally is a 135 club. What I'm expecting from these irons now is a little bit more height than what I've been used to. And it's something I've been craving actually, just that slightly steeper landing angle. As you saw on the fitting, it's ever so slight, but it does make the difference. And a little bit more spin off the irons as well. So nothing much in terms of distance, but certainly a bit more stop as the ball comes into the green. I've hit it with a little pull. The wind's assisting it a little bit. It's all right, it's a straight bounce. One thing you've got to watch out for on links courses is the way the ball bounces, because you've got so many undulations that you just don't know which way it's going to go. But it looks like I probably missed the green, maybe left fringe, but it kind of looked like a favourable-ish bounce. When playing links golf, I certainly tend to look at more front of the green yardages rather than pins, because although the wind was assisting a little bit there, it's 136 to the front. I've gone over the back by about 3 or 4 yards. So it's really important just to kind of preempt that bounce. Obviously, like I said, wind would have played a huge role, but the bounce was massive. Oh, go on, go on, go on, go on. Oh. Phew, lap of honour. Right, let's get to the next tee. I'm going to talk you through the top end of the bag. So if you've seen the video where I've tried to change my driver, you'll know that I didn't actually get to change it. I didn't manage to change it. I've tried the Stealth, tried the Paradigm. In the past, I tried the Mizuno, which I actually really liked. I wanted the Stealth to be the new one in the bag. The Paradigm, I was kind of unsure. I really didn't like the look of the head, which sounds silly, but I just didn't like the colour. But it did go miles. It actually went the furthest of all the clubs that I tried. But you know what? The TSR2 was the club that basically just went straighter, more consistently, and had like a nice height, better trajectory. The off-center hits weren't kind of too worrying, where when I mishit the Stealth, it went like that. It was horrendous. When I mishit the Callaway, it was okay. Mizuno felt pretty nice, but the numbers, it dropped back quite a bit. Aerojet was still very good as well. What you didn't see in the videos is that we tried so many shafts. I'll let you into a bit of a secret. I actually ended up in hospital that evening with stomach cramps. I must have ripped something because I was in agony. I went for A&E for 12 hours until I got sore. I was in absolute agony. That's what a fitting does to you. And there's one big one of the change. I've actually gone back to the Titleist TMB2 iron. So it's a 716 one, so it's quite an old model, but I just love the way it sits behind the ball. Really comfortable with the shaft as well. It's the same shaft as what's in my irons. Got a new grip on there. It just feels lovely. It just kind of has that feel off the face that gives me so much confidence. And to prove that I'm so happy with the 2 iron, we're going to use it. 374 to the front of the green. I'm actually hitting back into wind here, so it's quite a long hole, but as you can see, or hopefully you can see, it's narrow. Like that. Stop moving a little bit, just draw on me a touch. Guys, if you are new to the channel, hopefully after watching this video, you feel like you want to subscribe, so please do so. This 9 holes that I'm filming now for my what's in the bag, I'm also going to put towards my 18-hole score on the next episode of Breaking Par. So make sure you check out that video when it comes to see what the back 9 of this golf course has and what score I can shoot over 18 holes. That's definitely the correct club off the tee. Just rode, with a bit of a draw, just rode the wind a little bit as well. It's not a bad lie actually. With the wispy stuff, never really that much of a worry. It's when it gets the really thick stuff at the bottom. Right, I'm a little bit more right this time. Wind's off the right, I draw it. Try and hit it a bit harder as well. I mean, to me, that looks very, very good. I don't know if the wind may have held it up a touch. It's a green in regulation. It's gone 150 into that wind. It's actually, in hindsight, it's worked out quite well. It probably, the wind's kind of across. So my first part of the shot is probably slightly into. But now we're faced with a gigantic uphill putt. Get up, get up, get up, get up. That's done okay, to be fair. May look better from down there, if I'm honest. Still got what, 3 or 4 feet left for par. Cleaning up nicely. Been putting very well recently, I'll be honest. We're going to come to the putter later in the video. 2 holes, level par. Right, 3rd hole. This is going to be a very similar hole, I think, to the previous, where it's 340 front edge, wind's kind of into and off the right. Fairway looks like it sweeps from right to left as well. So I'm going to pop this way out to the right, let the wind hit it really. Summer strike is the last hole. Not got the driver because I just feel like there's a bunker that's probably in range. And I've got that ball strike in today, so I don't need it. Right, I think that was the perfect club selection. Got 95 to the front of the green. Drops down a little bit as well, but I can't see the top of the flag at all. So I'm going to hit a little 56, 105 middle. Right, I think it's online, but outside of that, I have no clue. Well, that worked out really nicely. Open qualifying in a couple of weeks, so really trying to turn the screw on this, kind of the importance of some of these putts. Normally I'm probably a little bit too fast to kind of try and knock out from here, but just give these a little bit more time now, getting a bit closer to the time when I'm going to actually have a scorecard in my hand. No doubt, no doubt. Lovely birdie, 1 deep. It's not that deep down there, is it, number 1, but we'll take it. Right guys, just before I kick off on this 4th hole, I'm going to talk you through my irons. So if you haven't seen the irons fitting video, go and watch it. I tested out some proper irons. Like, I was really, really impressed with everything I tested out. Except the Callaway, I wasn't really feeling them at all. But once I tried these Mizunos, they were like butter. And the whole tagline is nothing feels like Mizuno. It's a bit, and you think that's a bit of a con. It's not, it's absolutely not. And I've played Mizunos in the past. I actually used MP33s when I was back in college. So I've always enjoyed Mizunos. And actually my famous, I think it's famous, 1 iron is an MP33. But these just felt tremendous. So we're on the JPX 923 Tour heads. I've gone for the extra stiff shaft, which in my Titleist I was in a stiff plus shaft at 125. These are 130 grams X. Now, these will just give me a little bit more spin, so I get a bit more stopping power on the green. So happy with the change. Love the way they feel, happy with the shaft as well, because kind of get a bit of momentum with them and get some feel with them and just kind of play with them, every day. Can't wait. Right, let's crack on with this 4th hole. Right, 4th hole, par 5. It's not a long one. It's into wind though, 450. Hit it amazing, but I don't know if it's not drawn enough. It's not drawn at all, in fact. It stayed down the right side, fingers crossed. Right, a little bit of fortune here. A little bit more right, could have been dead. To be fair, a little bit more left, I'd have been absolutely beautiful. Now I've got a bit of a tricky one. 150 middle, 135 front. I've got a 9 iron. Wind's probably slightly helping, if anything, but the lie is a bit messy. So I'm just going to try and go with like a controlled power 3/4 style shot. Like that. Is that going to catch the green? Got a decent connection. Front edge it's landed, that's perfect. Got a long eagle putt like, but I'm happy with that. Controlled that quite nicely. Okay, right, across the slope, down the hill from left to right. Turn in. Oh. I just overread it, guys. I mean, that's rare, isn't it? It's back to back birdies. Get in, 2 under. Right, par 3. 5th hole, par 3, 133 to the front edge of the green. Oh, look at this. I'd have literally hit that with a wedge if I'd have played then. What would have happened then? He'd probably locked me up for life. What's he doing? He's doing some proper stunt stuff here. Wow, didn't realise helicopters could do that, that's amazing. Right, I'm a little bit baffled here. It's coming back. Ah! Right, I don't know what I'm hitting, I've lost. 134 to the front, 150 to the middle. I caught that maybe a bit high on the face, but hopefully the extra club helped. It did. Phew! It's worked out not that bad. I just caught it a little bit heavy, but because I went up a club, it let me off. I think if I'd hit it perfect, it'd have gone middle of the green at about 40 feet for birdie, but it's a small target, it'd have been quite safe. Now it's kind of made me look better than I am in that particular shot. We've got this, guys, to go back to back to back. Downhill, left to right. It's one of those putts that just kind of is always moving. So the moment I hit this, it's going to join the slope. Too high. Too high. It's an end of the par, it's an end of the birdie run, but to be honest with you, the way I struck the shot, I'm happy to have had that opportunity. Right, just before we play the 6th hole, the all-important putter. This was the one. I've struggled with putting for a while, I think, really. I've always had a decent stroke. Reading the green's not fantastic. Struggle with pace. And I struggled with pace, I think, just because of the way the face always felt. Was never really that comfortable. And on my fitting, it came down to basically the Scotty Cameron Phantom 9.5 versus the TaylorMade Spider GTX. And actually, at first, I preferred the Spider. The next day, funnily enough, the guys brought me the wrong putter. They actually brought me the Scotty, and I started playing with it that round and I absolutely loved it. And like I say, it was a real kind of difficult decision between the two anyway, but I've gone with the Phantom. I love the look of it. The long line at the back has definitely helped me with lining the ball up to the hole, and that was the test that we did in the fitting. With my putter before, it was just a dot on the actual putter for lining up, and I was always missing to the right edge or just outside the right edge on a straight putt. With this, I was straight down the middle. So the long line has actually made a huge difference for my lining up, which I'm happy about. Lovely kind of, it's not a center shafted putter, it's gone into the heel, so it's a bit more of a standard head, a standard kind of fitting into the head. So I am excited about this putter, which I never thought I would actually say. Right, let's crack on with hole 6. Right, 400 yards to the front edge of the green, kind of down off the right, so I've got the 2-iron back out. Just a pretty straight hole. There's a mound on the right. I'm going to basically try and go over that. Little draw. Perfect. Right, another professional tee shot. 142 middle. Flag looks like it's in the middle. It's 155 middle. Sorry, 142 front, 152 middle. Little 9-iron again, I think, to be honest. Wind slightly off the right. It's on the flat. It's just left of the flag now. Stop there. Big first bounce, pin high, just tugged it a touch left. Pin high left on the green though. Right, come on, left to right, similar putt to the last, but not quite as much break. So I'm only going just outside the edge here, just a cup outside the left. In fairness, it didn't really move until after the hole. Too deep still. Right, this is the hardest hole on the golf course. It's a stroke index 1. It's 426 to the front. It's a lot more open though, if I'm honest, than the holes we've played so far. And hit that shot. Wowzer. God, I'm ripping it today. Oh, that is beautiful. Right, I have to say I'm feeling very comfortable in my club selections right now. I've got 135 to the front, 150 to the middle. Guess what club I've got? 9-iron. Plenty of practice with this today. A couple of clubs in the bag there, I've still got the wrappers on. Right, wind's off the right a little bit more. Flag looks like it's more on the left, so I'm just going to err on the side of caution in terms of direction, but hopefully get the right yardage. Okay, now turn. Ah, it's a poor strike. That strike just, why didn't I hit that hard? That should be just a full powered 9-iron, 165 to the back. I'm never going over the back. That was poor from me there, really. Right, 50-degree third shot now. I'm going to try and get better at this little shot. Little chip and run with a 50. Just landed it a bit too far. Played it well. It's gone about 6 to 8 foot past actually. Played it so nice with the strike. Just pitched it a bit far. Maybe 2/3 of the way would have been better. No, 1/3 of the way would have been better. Wow. Okay, this is for par, which would feel like it's been an unfortunate bogey. I didn't quite hit the second shot very well and I've been penalised, which, to be fair, is correct, I suppose, isn't it? If anything, moved the other way. Just drifted ever so slightly right to left. Bogey! Well, it is the hardest hole on the golf course. It's probably the worst hole we played on the golf course. Well, there's not much to it. It's a bit meh, but it's also made me a bogey, so I'm not very good at the meh hole. Right, driver is back out 460 yards. It's a par 5, 460 yards. So we've got opportunity to immediately get back that rather disappointing bogey. But I need a good drive first of all. 3 bunkers down the left. Oh, I might need a reload there, gents and ladies. Awful golf shot. Awful golf shot. Right, I'm going to take a provisional, but I'm fully expecting this to be a 3 off the tee. God, that was crap. Just felt a little bit stiff on that then. Didn't really get my turn very nice at all. It's always easier second time, isn't it? Right guys, I was literally about to give up on this. Group on the tee waiting behind me, but I found it. Had it been there, I'd have got to go for the green. It's a horrific lie. I've got this to go over. I'm literally just going to try and flop shot it as hard as I can. So I'm opening the blade in case the grass closes it. I'm trying to hit it as hard as possible. Sit there. Well, I think that might have gone in the long stuff on the other side of the fairway. Fantastic, brilliant, thanks. Right, got lucky, provisional ball was here. It's gone back in the bag. 170 to the front of the green. It's not quite how I envisioned this par 5 to be playing out. It's not the best layup in the world, but it's amazing how much the grass takes control of the club, because I did open the blade and it came out super low and left. That's how much it turned over. So I literally opened the blade for a flop shot. Right, middle of the green, come on. Sit there, that was a flyer, I think. Oh, over the back. It was all over the flag, all over it, but flew off the face like there was no tomorrow. Right, that's gone miles, like way over the back. Okay, 56 degrees. So unlike the last hole, where I had a 50 degree, this was probably gonna land similar to what I did try on the last, about halfway. That's just flown off me. I haven't played that as well. Oh, I haven't played this hole very well at all. I've hit that absolute beauty of a 7-iron, but it was the wrong club. There's a group behind me. I felt a bit rushed in my decision making, I think. I'm going to use that as an excuse. Right, an outside chance of par. It's looking like we're going back to back bogeys, which is pretty painful. Oh no, we're not. Yes! Get in. Get in. That was massively unexpected. Ridiculous par, but I'll take it. Right, 9th hole, so last hole on this front 9. So this is where this video is gonna end. This is the what's in the bag. Hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure you head over to the breaking par episode to see how this round plays out. I'm currently 1 under through 8. Hopefully I can stay under par. Hopefully you're liking what you're seeing in the bag as well. You're liking the way I'm playing with it. I'm feeling comfortable with it, with everything I should say. So fingers crossed for a good season. Right, let's try and end this on a high. Straight into wind here, so I've got an extra club. Got that 7-iron that I just had a fly with on the last. Come on now, middle of the greenish. Oh, that's a bit high and a bit floaty, folks. That's moving towards that bunker as well. Wow. That's probably, wow. That is like 40 yards short of the green. I completely misjudged the wind, completely misjudged it. That was a shocker. Okay, maybe not 40 yards short, but in a horrendous position. Slight downslope, got to get up and over the bunker, and then, yeah, let it release. Need to land this about 5 yards on if I can carry it that far. I'm going to open the blade a tiny bit, but not much. I'm going to try and play it so it releases. So I'm going to let the face just release through impact here. I'm not going to try and open the blade through the ball, just a touch at setup. That's a pretty good shot, isn't it? That is a pretty good shot. To close out the vlog, I wanted to leave you with this stunning backdrop. Burnham and Barrow, thank you. Right, nothing major. Good stroke, come on. Don't forget guys, hit the like, hit the subscribe. See you making par for the second part of this round where I am 1 under par. Take care guys.